1:30 in the morning. The nursery is silent. So silent. So silent that you can't sleep because you just put your baby in their own room for the first time. They were ready. You knew that. You read it online. You saw it in books. You told yourself, it's time now. You set up the crib, plugged in the nightlight, turned on the monitor. You even decorated the room. A star-projecting nightlight, a soft blanket, everything perfect, and now you're in your own bed. But you can't sleep. You're holding your phone in your hand. The baby monitor sits there, a small gray image on the screen. Your baby, calm, asleep. Everything looks normal, but something inside you won't settle. You check it every 3 minutes, then every 5. Then you can't hold yourself back anymore. You get up and go to their room just to look, to see if they're breathing, to see if they're moving. And then you ask yourself, why is this so hard? Everyone says, it's good for your baby to sleep in their own room. But why does it feel so wrong? This isn't just something happening to you. One mother told this, "The night I put my baby in their own room, I didn't sleep at all. In the morning, my husband said to me, 'Why are you so tired? Your baby slept fine.' But I didn't sleep. I kept listening." Another father said, "I keep the monitor on, but I turn the volume all the way up every single time. The smallest movement wakes me up. Actually, it's not the baby waking me up, it's my own mind." And another mother, this one stayed with me the most. "While my baby was in the next room, my heart felt like something had been cut loose. Logically, there was nothing wrong, but the feeling was there." So what is this? Because logically, everything is right. The baby is safe. The crib meets every standard. The room is warm, dark, quiet. Every box is checked. But something inside you keeps saying, something is missing. Here's something interesting. Because this feeling isn't just something happening in your head. This feeling is actually pointing at something real. And that's what this video is going to explain. Because your baby sleeping in your room isn't just a practical matter. There's something your body, your brain, your instincts are trying to tell you. And underneath what they're telling you, there's some genuinely surprising science. Your baby's breathing is connected to yours. Here's something you might not know. Newborn babies' breathing patterns haven't fully settled yet. Sometimes they breathe for a few seconds, then pause for a few seconds. This is called periodic breathing, and it's actually normal in most babies. But here's the interesting part. Research shows that when babies have an adult nearby, especially the mother, their breathing patterns become more stable. As if your breathing gives your baby's breathing a rhythm to follow. Think of it like an orchestra. Your baby's little body is like a musician who hasn't found their own tempo yet. When you're close, your breathing, your heartbeat, gives them a tempo, and they follow it. That's why your baby sleeps more steadily when they're close to you. Because you're not just nearby, you're the regulator of their body. Your baby's brain still sees you as survival itself. This might surprise you a little when you hear it. Your baby's brain marks being separated from you as danger. This isn't an exaggeration. It's a real biological response. For thousands of years, human infants left alone were genuinely at risk. That reflex is still there. There's a code written into your baby's brain that says, alone equals danger. That's why even if your baby is in the next room, if they can't sense your voice, your scent, your presence, their brain shifts into a mild state of alert. This alarm doesn't always turn into crying, but it affects sleep quality. They wake more often, sleep more lightly, get unsettled more easily. Here's a twist. While you're trying to make your baby independent, your baby's brain actually wants the exact opposite. Independence comes later, not now. Your presence lowers the risk of sudden infant death. This part might be the most important one, and the science here is very clear. Many pediatric experts recommend that babies sleep in their parents' room, but in their own separate sleep space, for the first 6 months, ideally up to a year. Why? Because research shows this significantly lowers the risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Exactly why this works isn't fully settled yet. But there's a theory, and it's genuinely interesting. Your being nearby supports your baby's breathing and arousal reflexes. So when your baby has trouble, when their breathing shifts even slightly, your presence helps trigger their wake-up mechanism. This shows that you being close isn't just emotional comfort, it's a real protective function. The sound of your heartbeat was their first home. What was the most constant sound your baby heard for 9 months before they were born? Your heartbeat. Constant, rhythmic, never stopping. That sound meant everything is normal to them. After birth, that sound doesn't disappear. It just moves farther away. But if you're close, that sound is still within reach. Faint, but there. When you put your baby in another room, they lose that sound completely, and their brain registers that loss as a gap even without realizing it. That's why some mothers say, "Something felt missing while my baby was in the other room," because something really was missing, not just visually, but in sound, in rhythm. Now go back to that night, holding that phone in your hand, staring at the monitor screen. That restlessness wasn't weakness. That restlessness was your body trying to tell you something. Your baby's biology is still tied to yours. You may have only moved one room away, but their nervous system feels it. And now you understand, getting up and going to their room that night wasn't because you were too controlling a mother. It was your instincts responding to something that was actually true. When your baby sleeps in your room, you're not just giving them a room. You're giving them rhythm. You're giving them security. You're giving them the same heartbeat sound, the same breathing pattern they've always known. This isn't dependency. This is the natural continuation of a bond built over 9 months. And one day, not soon, but one day, your baby will sleep in their own room, on their own rhythm. But not yet. Right now, your closeness is giving them the oldest, safest message in the world. I'm still here. You're still safe. Maybe what a baby needs most isn't a perfect room, just the sound of your breathing. If this video gave you a little peace tonight, you can subscribe here. Every week, big secrets from your baby's little world are waiting for you.